All right. It's about time to get started. So, the today's stuff is actually going to require a little bit of explanation. So, I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. We're going to just pop over here so that you guys can see me and we can just get started. I'm doing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon art. I'm not doing like just straight up reference sheets for characters. No, I'm doing posters because I gotta do posters because posters is fun. So that's what I'm doing with the art, but it's also just me and my friends, basically. And my friends who all submitted their PokeSona choices to me beforehand. But yes, I'm doing posters, and I'm going to show you guys sort of the vibes that I'm going off of because I'm using box art as clues. So, we pop on over to my art box, and we got ourselves some of the posters. This is the original red and blue rescue team box art stuck together. This was a DS game, and this was a Game Boy Advance game down here. But as you can see, I've also got the remake box art. A couple more of just the loading screens just because I wanted to see how they used the art style that they were doing. I got a bunch of the loading screens because they're cute as a heck. It also shows me how certain Pokemon wear their bandanas, power bands, what have you. This is Explorers of Skies box art, which goes along with Explorers of Darkness box art here, and Explorers of Time box art here. Along with references for everybody's PokeSonas, including specific colorations. And the poster that is in my room, because just look at that expression. That's beautiful. I've had this poster for a long time, as you can see by the crack here and the fact that the crease lines are so like bright, glaringly white. But I'm doing posters. So I, of course, had to figure out what the story was going to be. And as you can tell by our friend in the over here, the chat, my friend in the chat, the D&D friend, who specifically told me, one shot fun, I do that, means that for me at least, let's see, we're gonna just take that one off. We're gonna just select a bunch of these and try to make a group real fast so I can turn off those as needed. But first things first, I'm actually going to make these little groups so that I can just turn stuff off. I need to put this in this group. It's funny because about that poster that's on my wall, there's a second poster on the back of it that has Lucario in it, but that was from my Red Rescue Team Game Boy Advanced one. So like they knew who Lucario was, like teasing the next season of Pokemon in that. So like I said, I'm doing two posters that sort of fusion up here in the middle so that they line up and tell a story together. I have two settings and I have basic understanding of plot because our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one shot coming soon So we're going to start by doing the backgrounds, or at least figuring out how I want to separate these two, like, panels. As you can see, this is my mirror, and we're going to have Pokemon sort of lining up together as needed. I may also be doing special Pokemon Mystery Dungeon badges. I actually really like this shape. Makes me think we're all magical girls. Or just straight up magical girls, aren't we? Oh no. So I'll just keep that because I like that. But with this, I need to determine who's going to be placed where. And I do have two groups, which is part of the reason that I have all these reference images, which I collected off of the Google, which you probably shouldn't do. I have two teams basically decided. We got some shiny friends, which don't actually show up in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is kind of sad. Like, you'd think that they would, but they also have the best shiny Kecleon. I call them Keleons. I have some basic villains that I think would be fun to add to the background. Like, from the posters here, you can see red-eyed bad guys all over the place. But I actually have some designs for. I picked some bad guys for the background images. I was often hoping for stuff like this image right here when I looked for it, because I wanted to get like the animation screenshots, but only like 3 people had that. Only 3 people's Pokesonas had animation, like reference art. And one of them is 90s years old. Because Charmanders don't necessarily look like this anymore. But I still love this, like, little. Look at this. Bwet. It makes me so happy. Charmander being a Dorcas. Alright. This one I have to merge. This one goes over here. Don't shrink. Go over here. Yeah. Okay. We turn you off. We turn you off. And we move you. Just a little bit. I loved just having the expressions on this one. Killed me. I'm dead. But for those of who are members of my Discord, they know who is who, because they're the ones who told me they assigned themselves Pokesonas. I didn't assign them Pokesonas, nor did I tell them to do the quiz, because I think it's silly that you can't be just any Pokemon you want in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I get that that would be like super mega coding, but this is a, what is it? A fan experience, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we'll just merge those two down and they become one image, which is good. Because this one goes over here. Turn these two back on, and we got this one over here. So now you have my splayouts of the teams, or the 8 people who responded to me. But yes, I have bad guy ideas, and I have this. We also have 2 settings for what it's worth. I actually don't need that on anymore now that I have that. So first things first, I gotta determine how I want to do this. We could do back to back. We can't see if these are on, can we? Or actually, I was on Eraser. I probably could have seen. We could do back to back with the oh, hey, wait a second, there's somebody there, and have them spread out sort of like this, with differences here and here. But this is just one of the options. Because you gotta have multiple options when you're doing stuff like this. And we could do just straight up the backs against the wall thing. Mirrored image. It's not the same, but it's also not. But I haven't decided yet because I'm struggling to. I want something more or less like the first game's posters. This right here, where it's the same hole. They cut it down the middle. It's the same hole. One is obviously looking up. One is obviously looking down. But it's the same hole. Scared. E-cat. Sorry, I had to make the joke. You even got the same rocks falling from up above. And I want to imply that same sort of reflected movement, reflected energy, joined energy, I don't know. Rather than the Explorers of Sky ones where it's the Piplup evolves, the Pikachu comes back through, but other than that, nothing really changes about it. I also kind of wanted to imply some fun movement like in the ones that definitely I would buy posters of even today. Love that. Love that for me. So the two areas are yes, I misspelled jungle on purpose. Juggle. So we got cliffs and juggle. Jungle. That's the energy that I hope to be giving, but at the same time, terrifying because Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is nothing if not kind of freaky. So, we're doing cliffs and we're doing jungle, which could be interestingly done in either way. My personal thoughts on the matter for this are if I do turn on my drawing assistant to turn down this. Cliffs, we only really need to have a thin path for people to stand on and maybe look over. I realized I didn't need to turn on the drawing assist for this, not yet, because that's detailing it. But in the jungle, we could also sort of do that sort of vibe, but instead of cliff face, we have a tree branch. And we could do similar energy that way. Yes, I could do the third one. The third dungeon. There's 3 dungeons involved in this. We could easily sort of imply big old mountain, but over here you just see like water spray, and over here you see the full on waterfall, which would give it the sense of unity that I was looking for. We could also keep this sort of shape I like this shape better than this one. Mainly because it gives less down here, but I know exactly who I'm going to put in each location, so, like, prepare yourselves for villains. Which actually makes these two not good no more. And I turned this down too much, so we got this. Okay, so then we go to my drawing assist, and we just sort of follow along this line again. We have ourselves a mountain in the background. And we turn off the drawing assist. We turn this off as well. Because on this one, it's a tree branch. Big old long tree branch, possibly with a path worn in on it. Maybe make stairs. And a very visible waterfall in the background back here. I'm just doing lines right now. We got mountainous edge here, because I can do that. And the leaves. Not all leaves are nice. We've also got this receding path, which has mountainous aspects and straight down cliff. Oh, we get like a view of the water and a lot of mist. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks like a nice reflected image there. Do like that quite a bit. Yes, yes. So now we're going to change colors. Changing colors to a nice blue. And we're going to turn back on the drawing assist. Because now it's time to start placing people. I want these ones to be the main focus ones. They're sort of looking back over their shoulder because this is sort of like a team split thing. But they're the only ones who like maybe noticed. I don't know exactly how I want to play it, but meeple, little like blob body. Weird little weird little thing. And with the groups, because we got the group, things can be done like putting somebody here. With the extend, it would probably be this one and this one for this, but it's a creature body. We got somebody doing something up here, which would mean the next person's just about here. And mostly I'm just doing this to give me... That's because... Oh, we got a swap right before the start of this, which is fine because the deadline was the start of this in actuality. But I am going to be adding weird little features to all of the Pokemons. So we got stuff like this. And with this, they'll still need to be moved around a little bit just to see what I'm doing. But that's great. That's a great place to start. Those are our good guys. Now it's time to do bad guys. Bad guys don't get stuff swapped. And I'm actually going to be sort of looking at stuff on my computer while you guys are So, let's see. We got possibly one of the best examples of what I was told to be prepared for in Pokemon history. The pitcher plant itself. Maybe beware, pitcher plant. But of course, no jungle would be complete without the roaring jaws of the Carvana either. Carnivine. I said Carvana, but like that's not right. I like how dorky it looks right there. I'm sorry. Then we also have the big old UFO like rock monster doodad Ferrothorn as bad guy. Cause I don't know, but it reminds me of like those vining plants that you're not really supposed to like let grow on trees. But I also, for some reason, Pokemon's never put this Pokemon where I feel like it should be, and that's Shiinotic. I feel like that would be a good weird bad guy too. Got my good bad guys. So we got basic bad guys and placement in the sheets. We've also got Evil Lair right there in the waterfall. So I've been told. I refused all other spoilers about it because no. But let's see. That would be that, except for after I do this. Just okay. Backgrounds first. We start by doing a gray. And I will tell you why you do a gray when you're doing stuff like this. Because the gray lets you take the lines that you drew here, like this, and turn them into, instead of, if you overlay them, instead of what you get with black, which can be really nice, but it can also be not very good to look at, then if you use the gray, it gives you a better color just overall to match the Man, I've completely lost my train of thought now. Just utterly gone. It's just gone. I was basically trying to say that black is good for when you're wanting to define shadows and stuff. But if you want to keep your colors mostly the same after you add color to it, then you'll want to use gray instead. Oop, too big of an eraser. Oh, we got nice. Looking mountain pass. Cliffside of Doom. And despite what people will tell you, not all cliffsides are directly down like that. It takes years of landslides in order to do that. And even then, you're not really going to get a continuously straight down surface. So now we got this, which I want to make as honest as I can, because my original lines there were nice. Then again, we are doing Pokemon environments, so also feel free to do whatever you want. So now we've got the jungle tree branch. People who actively work to make like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon content that isn't included by Nintendo or anything. You guys are the real MVPs. The people who make like ROM hacks and distribute the Pokemon Explorers of Sky, because otherwise there's no way on earth anyone would be able to play it now except for those who kept it from when they were like 13, and how would you know to keep it? Y'all the real MVPs. Gotta have those kiddie playground type climbing slots. There are, and there are also really good like ROM hacks for it, as far as I've seen. I mean, there's a whole like group community that's working on simply like adding more choices for Pokemon that you can be at the beginning of the game instead of just the starter Pokemon, which is like, thank you, variety is the spice of life here. Okay. So we're gonna ignore the waterfall for a second as I oh, specifically, yeah, I figured that was the case. It's time for me to do a check. That's what I was thinking. We need to close that off. Just for now, just for a second, just so that I can do some of the coloring stuff that I need to do, which starts with this dark green and going to my organic brushes. We're looking for the big, nice, like, basically like these. And then we're layering colors on top of it. Turn it up a little bit at a time, just to give you that lush jungle vibe. But we will be getting rid of, like, some of these in a second. Like, these don't need to be here. This is the cliffside side. So what we need to focus on more there is, like, the color of the sky and the quality of the water. This is mountains. Mountains, while they do grow plants, they don't tend to grow plants that make leaves that blot out stuff, unlike jungles. So we've got nice jungle plants down here, which is what I wanted to do. And then I also wanted to go real quick and do the sky as well, because I like a good mystery dungeon. Is fun in the fact that even when you think it's good, there's always like 3 times more lore than you were expecting. Alright. So that one's not airbrushing right now. That's because it's on the hard brush. Yes. We wanted to do that to the sky. In case you're wondering, my friend Iron Duck D&D, who is here in the in the stream with us, is also playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and getting through it for the first time. And they just reached a part that I've been waiting for them to reach for so long, because this is so funny to me. They're like losing their mind, and I completely understand. I completely and totally, I get it. Sorry, I can't help you any more than I already have. I have warned you about every single thing that was coming for you, and you still gotta be prepared, because there's no way on earth that you would be expecting that. Nope, none whatsoever. Which amuses me to no end. Like that, so I'm actually going to add it, but I'm going to do it in a weird way. We're gonna go Atlantis the Lost Empire, but only a little bit. Sort of like this strange... I still think that's too big, so I need to shrink my brush a little bit more. No, it looks like it's just that kind of entity. But over here it gets to be smaller. So yeah, they're enjoying a probably well-deserved freak out in the Discord, which I am a part of, which means I get to see it, and I'm enjoying it immensely. They're learning that, yeah, this isn't exactly what you thought it was. Things aren't exactly happening the way you thought they would. No, you don't really get much other choice in the matter. This is just how it goes. It's just the way that it goes. Alright, and then we go to my materials. Like this. We'll see. Yeah, that's good. And we lower the opacity. We get some more crags, which is nice. I'm. I keep checking the Discord while they panic, and I'm just like, I didn't lie to you. I told you you would cry. I told you that I cried. What more do you want me to say? You want me to give you all the spoilers? I can. You want me to tell you that you have to fight Dialga? Is so good, actually. The sad part comes after that, actually. Don't worry about it, though. You get better. uh, they're fully raging and also panicking in the Discord, and I'm not sorry at all. I refuse to apologize. This is the best thing. This is the best thing that has happened to me. Not only is one of my friends playing my favorite game, my comfort game, but they're also extremely angry at it. This is the best thing. Okay, I like that. That's good for that. I gotta keep checking the Discord. Okay, Duck, how much do you know about time travel? How much do you actually know about time travel and or the theories that go into time travel? Because they play a big part in this. You have several schools of thought when it comes to time travel. You have the everything that has happened has been preordained, so even you going back in time to do stuff is already what happened. This just has to happen to make the timeline go forward. That's a school of thought. There's the school of thought that if you split the timelines, you have two separate timelines. There's the school of thought that if you split said timelines and you do something that changes your personal history, you won't go back in time, and therefore the person that you were that goes back in time could theoretically disappear, but it also could be a branching timeline. There's so much theories, but Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. What happens if you delete the dark future? And that's all I'll say on the matter. I am fully aware of this fact. I am also fully aware that I told you repeatedly that as a young child, this game made me cry. You have seen my replies to people on the Discord where I go, when the family is found, heart, 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 heart. You brought this upon yourself. I have been very honest. You think you could do it more than... You think you could break my heart more than it's already broken? Huh? Huh? You think you have that power? No. You don't have the ability to break my heart more than it's already been broken. I am fully capable of resisting your power. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay. The artists are posturing. Somebody get them to stop. Let's see. I don't really talk about my characters that much, but you think you can? You think you can break my heart? Okay, let's see you try. When one of my characters... See? So you can do that to me? I mean, that's fair, but she also doesn't want to do this. We're mostly doing this as posture, posture. I mean, literally, I made one of my OCs immortal, and he watched everybody he ever knew or cared about get murked because genocide. And his people had to deal with that, and he had to deal with that for himself. And wow, one of my characters is dealing with that throughout his entire life and immortality. I break my own heart 7 times every Monday. What do you think you can handle me for? Yes. I'm also... We're just doing this as fun. Mostly we're just... Yeah, okay. She's true. She's truthing. She's truthing on me. Yeah. I am competitive. Sorry, fairy. Yeah, we don't want you crying again and me going, what do, what do? I don't know how to deal with this. We have been told to stop. I am stopping. Stop it. Get some help. Alright. Okie dokie, we like that. And now we go up another one of these. Yes. Like I have said, it's just one of my favorite games of all times. Specifically because of the aspects of pain and suffering that it can cause in me. Alright, there we got some more texture there. Alright, we got Mountain Pass, which is doing nicely. Now we need to do Jungle. Jungle, 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 jungle. The first game, as far as I can remember, which it does have a remake. The remake is okie dokie. I still feel like it's got some rough patches, but what games don't? I'm specifically thinking about the animation, though. Alright, we got some nice dark jungle wood. And we paint it. Jungle. Like I said, this is as far, basically. I got a little bit farther than that because there is more story after this story. But I never really got further than that. And apparently there's a whole thing with Darkrai in it, which kind of means I'm glad I didn't do it because Darkrai happens to be one of my favorite Pokemon legendaries. And if he's in here, he's a dark type with purple and red coloring, which means he's gonna get categorized as Pokemon villain. Which I think is silly. I think that villainizing a whole type of Pokemon is just goofy to the extreme. Let's see. What can I add here? Maybe this? Maybe this would be cool. Nope, you change colors too much. So I guess it's inking very thin. My other favorite Pokemon spin-off game of all time is Pokemon Rangers. Specifically Pokemon Rangers Guardian Signs. Which has another, guess what? Whole time travel subplot. I have Guardian Signs myself, like I own it, because I loved it. Because guess it's the second game that let me play with Suicune. As like my favorite legendary is Suicune. How could I not appreciate a game that let me not only befriend Suicune but let me ride on Suicune? Very good, very very fun. Love that for me specifically. But what is it? Brain. Yeah. But I liked those for the whole you befriend Pokemon by drawing circles. It's why I'm so good at drawing circles because I loved playing those games. A lot. A lot. I can draw a lot of close to perfect circles a lot of the time because of that. But then again, you also fight Mewtwo in that game, and most of the time the villains are old people, which is hilarious. But I love the time travel part, but I don't like the fact that I can't like connect to Coop over here and play Coop time travel part because I need more people to play the time travel part with me. I have dear sibling, but some aspects of those time travel ones are really difficult to do without having like 40 people involved. And I don't have 40 friends. I only have so many in the general vicinity of me. And it's DS, so of course it's like, yeah, you need to have a person connect to you via, you know. Let's see. All right. I like this. I think that's a good place to leave that, except for the fact that we need to do waterfall. The waterfall gets to be under the leaves. Now I'm going to start with dark blue gray. But yes, there is an aspect of I gotta put it above this. I forgot. Of the Pokemon games tending to villainize poison, dark, ghost, with like the sole exception of it being the Medicham, the Metadite. Medicham? Yeah, I think it's a Medicham. In Pokemon Red? Red and Blue Rescue Team. Good. Like that. Very nice. God, I need to put this on a new layer for this one. For me, the spin off games for Pokemon have always been my favorites. Mainly because they take the time to tell you a story. And in doing so, they give you a lot more to care about. All right. I'm enjoying this. So we got these now in what looks to be a suitable background with some exceptions. I can delete that one now. Yeah. Okay. Now we have our little friends that we get to add to this, with only one set really being mirrored. The rest is sort of just involved here. And we got the bad guys, which also need to be placed into places. But first is the friends. And first things first, amongst the friends, I gotta pick which side I want to do first. And also, let's just make this the official look for this. So we'll go ahead and turn on the drawing assist. We'll lower the opacity on this, and we'll just take my inking pen and make it a reality. The magical girl. I don't mind it being a magical girl thing. Magical girls are like Power Rangers. Power Rangers are like magical girls. The only difference as far as I can tell is who they're demographic towards. Nice. Except it's bronze, gold, silver. So we'll go with maybe a bronzy color? Yeah. Beginners. Alright. We turn this on and we're gonna start by, I guess. Okay. Starting with the friends on the cliffside. And we're gonna start with, I think, probably moving this group above the background so that I can use the environmentals. Okay, we got this. Let's see. Sounds good. We'll do you first. Again with the gray. We're not starting with, we're actually going to go with black. We're going to my sketching pencil and we're going to redefine these forms. In this case, we're wanting a sort of this shape for an Oshawott. We're going to have them looking down. Maybe being surprised. We got this. We don't need to deal with the shell. Alright. Oshawott. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and tie the band around the tail, mainly because Oshawott's neck and chest area are always fluffy. I'm putting them all on separate layers so that I can adjust the opacities of how far back people are, because atmospheric perspective is a thing. This one's Ralts. So, who do you guys think I should put closer, the Sizzlipede or the Skidoo? Skiddo. Because I gotta decide. Specifically with these two, they can be either really big or all the same size. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon generally has everybody all the same size, but I don't want to like block people off. So this could easily be like both a goat or a centipede. Think I'll probably do the Sizzlipede over here. Generally the same shape, but this one allows me for more space. Besides, Centipedes like crawling on walls. So then this is a profile for a Skiddo. Right, I forgot another layer before I do this so that I can keep all of my thoughts separate. You'd think that this would make their lives easier, having a goat. Right? Because goats can climb up those inclines because they crave that mineral. But what if your goat's afraid of heights? What do you do then? Basic-y shape. Right, I forgot for both of these guys. We want bandanas. For you. I think you wear yours forward. Because that's just how rescue teams roll. Alright. This last one. Is a Ralts. And we got a fairly good Ralts. Excellent. Okay, so we got sketches for that side of the party. You are the most faded out. Just so that I can see the difference. How much are you? 51, 61, 71, 100. Okay. So those are sketches. We'll merge them down. Then we'll go to the other group, which has a much easier time of being determined, I think. So we're going up here, we're going back to my pencil. Let's see. It's a bit hard to determine, so we'll just turn off these because I know I wanted it to be here. I know who I wanted here. Who I wanted here was our very own Voids. I don't know if they're in the chat today. But look, Voids, it's you. Yep. And like I said before, I am sort of going to be incorporating as much as I can of our Sona size in here. So that means it's an eldritch lizard. Cato. Cato, Cato, Canto Kitty. I feel like that's appropriate. Alright. Yep, the opacity went down to 0. Then we got the other mascot Pokemon. And my friend. Is an Eevee. What does the Eevee see? It sees evil. Maybe that's not so good. Maybe we should not go that way. I don't know. That seems kind of dangerous. Yes. You understand now why I despise him so. He's a liar. Dusknoir lies. Which is also why I can't ever evolve Duskull into him. Because my poor bank teller definitely does not deserve the hate. Let's see, turn this off now. Because I'm going to have to move this whole one. Yep. Yep, I accidentally fusioned our layers. No. Because it's supposed to be around tummy. And there we go, we got friends. Squad, 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 squad. Copy and paste that into a different selection. Okay. We do the same thing that we did here. We do 51, 61, 71, and then we fuse everybody down so that I have that perspective correctly. I also got to erase the overlap here. And good. Now we can fuse those two layers together. And delete these light blue outlines. Now all of these have to be basically turned on unless they have no color. Like that one does not have color. So that I can grab colors from one like that one instead. This will also come in useful to be duplicated and distributed amongst the rescue team's members. So, turn that off, turn this on. Looks like basically everybody's using dark lines, so we'll just do dark lines. Alright. Turn down the opacity even more. It's time to begin inking the rescue team members. Starting once again on the cliff sides. As you can see, we're already doing excellently. Everybody gets rescue ribbons. I always thought that the bands were one of the cutest parts of rescue team because it's sort of like you get to dress up your friends. Sort of. But I also just think it's funny in general that like 95% of Pokemon are all bean shaped. Hiya, Coop! Look! It's you! It's you over here in the jungle side. Glad you could make it. I'm working on your brother at the moment. Metabros Oshawott. Then we got EebyDeebied. Yes. Welcome to the Mystery Dungeon. We've got a whole group of people here ready and willing to delve into the mysterious dungeons that line the world, to bring back treasures and save people from themselves. We got 2 parties right now because I had 8 people, which meant I could do 2 4-party shots. So I took that opportunity. And we've got this is the peed. It is eclectic. My mom. Because sometimes you just gotta go up. Love mustaches. It's so cute. Now we've got the goat. Skidoo. which for some reason I decided to draw as being afraid of heights, even though they're a goat. And goats like climbing up things. True, just ask Fairy. Fairy did a lot of research on goats at one point in time. Do 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 do. We got ourselves a goat. I haven't even done the monsters, the enemies yet. So we're still only like a little bit into this. Revealing more of Fairy's secrets on stream. But only that she picked this Pokemon because it's one of the few that can learn Moonblast. And that's her favorite Pokemon move. And her favorite D&D move. And if you have a move that will let her shoot a beam from the moon, is going to be her favorite move. That's the secret. Personally, I don't think she'll be offended by me doing that, but if she is, she'll tell me. Think that's legal. I don't know. Speaking of, this is Fairy. Everybody's favorite. Walking on their pants Pokemon. Okay. Now add some details. Make sure my lines are closed. Double check to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Like, this is not. That's missing. And if I'm gonna do fairies, SONAS, eyelashes, I need to. Okay. We got one side arted. Okay. Now it's time for the other side to get inked. And it already started. And it's Coop. Coop is the start. Basically. Stealing cat. All the time. I assumed you wanted Kanto because you never specified. So you became a Kanto kitty. With Meowth, it's unfortunate, but now you have to specify what kind of kitty you are. Excellent, excellent. Big old kitty ears. I like that both you and your brother decided to go with mammals. But you went with the mammal that does not like water, and your brother went with the mammal that loves water. Well known mammals of Pokemon. Are you an otter or are you a cat? Do need to decide how I want to deal with. I'm gonna take this just because I want to get this right. There. Honestly, he seems like you're just kind of a bit fluffier than the regular Meowth. And I think that's perfect. So now we have Kitty Coop. And we got to draw the Fantastics of the Iron Duck. Let's see. Let's see. What do your Eevee eyes see? Stars are just danger in general. Well, considering you're not looking at me, must be danger in general. Let's get this fluff out of the way. Make sure I actually got this proportion right. Doopa doopa, doop, doop, doopa doopa doop. And yep, we got our first shiny, people. This one is the first shiny inked. Big ol' fluffy Eevee tail. Why is the tail so big? It's full of secrets. And I realized after I sketched it that the proportions were wrong for the back end, at least, on this Eevee. So I had to redo it. And sometimes that happens. But look, it's everybody's favorite menace from the void. Lizord. Well, I suppose that has to do with you, Coop. My question would be, for which game do you hold more love? Terrible and cruel question, but one that must be asked. As I have realized so far, my Sona is the one with the most visible changes, cosmetically to the character. It seems like you were wrong, Duck. It seems like what you can see is Void's tail. So you're a cat girl. Yeah. Mainly because I added little nibby horns to a Charmander. Cosmetically, that is the greatest change out of our collective group at the moment. Oh my god, it's a gangster cat girl. Everybody run. You know, yeah. Do you guys know about Delta species Pokemon? If you don't, I'll do a quick little explanation here in a second. But I've always been a big fan of the Delta species Pokemon. Yeah, Delta species Pokemon, long story short, are Pokemon that have typings that are not correct to their like original forms. Um my best example, my card that I have with the best example of that is I have an electric Charmander. That's its typing for the card game is electric. We had a water Bellossom as well at one point. I think we still do, but I don't remember. Those aren't those. Cool, I collect cards with pretty art on them. I also have an exceptional collection of very pretty dice. Like Dispel dice. I don't know if you know. Brand name dice. I'm out here dropping brand names. Ridiculous. Oh, see, the fake ones are obviously the best. Um, I mean, for a while, me and my sister had a bunch of Pokemon miniature figures, but in there was one Digimon. We didn't know it at the time. We didn't know it was a Digimon. We just thought it was a really weird Pokemon that was like a horse. It was Unimon. So like it was a Pegasus with like a sword for a horn, and we're just sitting there like, dang, what region is this from? Is this just a fake Pokemon? What do we do with this? We don't have that one anymore, but it was still very funny. The initial reaction is, "Oh, we got a box full of Pokemon stuff. This is obviously a Pokemon, right?" I only say to you that I only ask if you have a Delta species because I'm over here going, yeah, I'm probably a Delta species Charmander. I'm probably a Dragon Charmander. Because I got these little nibby horns, and there's no such thing as galactic type Pokemon, so. Alright, and then we do the to flame wheel, but that can be in a different color because we're getting to the point where I am going to start the minor cosmetic changes for some of these other ones, i.e. the markings on some of my friend mons is going to be different than normal mons. The best example will likely be alright. Turn off that, and we got the line work down. So, now that we've got that done, we've got some that are specific colors, we've got some that are going to be different colors. Oop, I just realized I forgot something in my line work that I have to fix really fast. You gotta have the cute Charmander belly. Alright. I do have to do the enemy Pokemon. And that's a good place to start for the next, like, full-on inking, but I want to color these first. So I'm gonna do Fairy first. We got her greens and pink. Alright. I don't need to do that. I can just... The wonderful thing about Procreate is I can steal layers. Just snatch and put them in. So we got a green. And we got pink. She doesn't necessarily have a white per se, but we can easily, like, move this over to a whiter section. And make it pure white for the teeth and eye shines. Because I have references, I can see that the white also needs to be a part of that. But we're just straight up in here, so I just gotta be careful. So we've got that, but Fairy's eyes are blue. They've always been blue. So even though I pulled the colors, I'm gonna... And I have my reference sheet up. This is still Fairy. So... You'll be able to tell. Because I say so. We also are going to be adding some markings to this little rods. Mostly these. See them? The dots? That's what I want. So we take this, and it's fairly simple. You find where each of those are. Then I guess I gotta color them in myself too. But that's how you know that this is Fairy. Because I used elements of her Sona to make it look like her. Upon doing that, I can turn that off. Now there are people who don't necessarily have like full-on Sonas like that. I am one who has a full-on Sona like that. Others I don't have references for. But we're going to be doing Brother Oshawott next. And since the sibling of Brother Oshawott is here, hey, does he have any like colors or things that he likes that I should use? Does he have any Sona aspects? If not, it's just okay, brown. Then we'll use brown as the color there. And we'll actually take this light and we'll do something like that. Tanned Oshawott. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work right now, but he can be a tanned Oshawott surfer. Surfer, bro. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gotta remind myself, or else I'll keep forgetting like this. And we really don't want that. It's not what we want. Yes. I may need to sign off soon. Which is disappointing because I'm not done yet. Ah! Ah, see, that's what I was missing. Didn't realize it. So, yeah. I think I'll finish adding the colors to these guys. And then sign off. I do just have to scribble that one, unfortunately. This is just this side. I want to get this side done. Okay. Come on. Give me that. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna reach a good stopping point here in a second. Woo! Don't want to do that. And then I'm gonna sign off because I got walks to go on. But you'll get this first side. I'll probably finish the rest today, mainly because I want to finish it. So we've got one side. Alright! So we've got basically one side done. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. We got last little bit while I say goodbye. I have a Ko-fi. Lincoln's in my description if you want to give me stuff to make sure that I continue doing my work effectively. Right now, the Ko-fi goal is to get me a new computer so that maybe I could eventually try and play Minecraft with friends. So, have a good rest of your day. Have an excellent week. Have an excellent month. Happy 2023, because I forgot to say it on Tuesday when I first started streaming this year. I will see you guys another time. Thanks for coming in and thanks for being with me. Bye.